We are about to go on a pilgrimage of epic proportions.
Yeah.
How do you preface a 246-mile journey?
The Chimayo Pilgrimage is a religious pilgrimage to the Santuario De Chimayo, a Catholic shrine located in Chimayo, New Mexico. The pilgrimage takes place during Holy Week, the week leading up to Easter Sunday, and draws thousands of people from all over the world. The Santuario de Chimayo is believed to have healing properties, and many people visit the site seeking physical, emotional, or spiritual healing. Pilgrims can walk the Holy Dirt Trail, a short path leading to a small pit of soil inside the sanctuary that is believed to have curative properties. This holy dirt is said to have miraculous properties that can heal your various ailments. The pilgrimage has its roots in the 19th century when a man named Bernardo Abeta found a crucifix buried in the dirt in the area. He built a small chapel on the site, and over time, the sanctuary grew to become a popular pilgrimage site. Today, the Chimayo Pilgrimage is a unique cultural and spiritual event that attracts people of all faiths and backgrounds. The pilgrimage involves a 33-mile walk to the Santuario de Chimayo, but many people also take the journey by car or bus. The pilgrimage is an opportunity for people to reflect on their faith, seek healing and reconciliation, and participate in a vibrant cultural tradition. In our unique take of the Chimayo Pilgrimage, we will not be walking a mere 90 miles from Albuquerque, but running 250 miles from Durango, Colorado, thus initiating our first ultra-running pilgrimage, covering around a marathon a day for 11 days. This is the story of our journey to reach the Holy Dirt at El Santuario de Chimayo, 11 days away.
I mean, not wanting to cast iron for the 10% of people that are aware of cast iron skills here. I've just been binging on social interaction the last 48 hours and just enjoying my comfort. Got a red mail session this morning in. My right knee definitely is not happy, but whatever. More miles will fix it. Rub some dirt on it.
You're gonna be famous. Maybe I can sell you for $10,000. Seems like every 6 months I re-break my foot. I had an ATV run over it about 5 years ago, and since then it's just one thing after another. So this dirt's gonna keep the dream alive.
So I'm gonna take the screws out of here, but not right now. What athlete doesn't have world stage or Olympic goals of some kind, right? At least at some point. And as a young adult, it wasn't off the table for me to make the 100K road running team. And in 2018, I did just that. The day of my birthday, I won the 100-kilometer national champs, having won the 50-mile national champs 6 months prior. And I went to Worlds, and I ran the race, and it was hollow. There was nothing to it. It wasn't the destination that I thought it was. I thought that it would bring me some kind of peace or stop me from feeling like an imposter, maybe. And it was hollow. So I went to Worlds, I represented my country, and it didn't bring me what I was after. And so I was kind of, for a while there, and even still, I'm kind of not sure what I'm supposed to do with this sport and what I put faith into now. So, for the time being, I'll put faith in other people's faith, and I'll put faith in what people before me have put into, and that goes for the current Catholic pilgrimage interpretation of this, and that goes certainly for the native interpretation of this holy dirt before that, and probably a previous native one before that even. And I'm just gonna lean into that trust that for a little while, and maybe that'll be a one and done project. Maybe this will be something that I do every year. Maybe this will be something that I have to do with some regularity just to maintain my own faith. But for now, I just know that I feel best when I'm running, so let's just stay moving. Don't think about it too much. See where that leaves me. It's a few, man. Winnie, come on.
Journey begins at the foot of the mountain. Say goodbye to the faces we hold dear. We spend our whole lives searching for something. I will return one day, now don't you fear. Climb begins and the friendship ends. And I will cry before this all comes clear. Before I leave, all your love do you send? My path is traced by a trail of tears, and I'm climbing to somewhere new. If I would bring you. And I hope to see you again. If I make it over this mountain. The peak of the mountain, I've never felt so alone. It makes me wonder why I have to go. The other side is there waiting. I climb on down with my heart aching, aching, and I'm climbing to somewhere new. If I could, I would bring you. And I hope to see you again. If I make it over this mountain.
exactly. Yeah, it's really comforting. Tomorrow's shorter, tentatively, but it's also going to be like 46 high, and the only way that tomorrow's not going to be like a full mile longer is if I swim. So we'll have to look at the map tomorrow. Little barefoot action. So yeah, play with these magic insoles today. See if that does things. I don't have to stoop to socks yet. Feet'll be just fine. Today's got the swim involved in it, or the water. It's the theme of the day is water. It was apocalyptically storming last night. Like, this van was about to float away. I'm using Drink HRW, and I've been playing with this for a little while, and it freaking works. So, hydrogen water is shown to combat excess oxidative stress by supporting proper redox status of the cell. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I thought for sure it was like total voodoo, but apparently it's not. It definitely makes me a monster. Like, when I'm on this every day, I'm immune to mileage.
In a funk well, Mr. Kunkel knows it don't go divine. Cold morning waters, animals divine. A legend of Durango, as steady as the train goes. You can see my man go up the mountainside.
Yeah,
Takes
similar.
his life in stride.
Decadent, that third
Who
strip.
would have thought a path walked by the bodies, the shortest way to God, he sure did. Anthony runs, he's never hid.
Yeah, we out of here, baby.
All right.
Cool.
Cool. See you on the other side? Okay.
It's just gonna get wet.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
All right. See you on the other side, brother. I'm holding my tripod high as a signal, but even that, I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Yep, there's no way I'm gonna find him and what exit point he's at. I have no idea. So we're good. Winston and I are good, but Anthony!
Safety signals. So I was just like leaning back into this water that's like up to my mid-torso and just digging my feet in this way and just kind of like going across, like strafing across this freaking water. And then I hit a spot where it was shallower, and then it was all good. And then got out the other side, and then was just like freaking yogging through like deep mud, and feet were just a million pounds, and just like jogging at freaking 12.5-minute pace, just through the freaking the brush and everything. And then I rolled up into our meeting point here, which was like kind of dumb luck. Like I came out that way and was like, well, there's the peninsula, so I just came this way. And the first pullout that I saw was this one. It's like, this has to be it. It's defined, because all I know off this is the satellite image. And so then I ran in here, and Amir wasn't here. And then shit got really real. It was like pea-sized hail, just like loud. It was coming down so hard. So I just like ducked into some of the brush, but there's like nothing around here to hide under. So I was just like leaning into this dead tree, and then I could just feel the cold water just dripping down off my back from the hail melting. And yeah, and then could feel myself getting a little bit disoriented. I was like, okay, I can do a plank right here in the dirt, which will definitely make a lot of body heat. Or I can just get back running and hope that I see him. So I ran up this way and ran a mile down the road, and then a truck was coming by, and so I just waved him and was like, can I look at a phone? But it turns out it's Dan, who owns our local OCR, Ninja Warrior, Functional Fitness gym. It's freaking Summit Fitness, so it's our group run, Tuesday, Thursdays. It's the grandfather of our group run, I guess, venue. It's Dan's dad. that just so happened to meet me out here in the boonies and flagged down the one car going by, and sure enough it was him. And so he drove me like a quarter mile down, and boom, there was the van. And so hopped in, drove back to the spot where we were supposed to meet, and now here we are, 33 miles from Dulce, New Mexico. It's on. When you get to come. You get to come. It's going.
Okay, man. Have fun. Yeah.
Drinking my liter of water, a little bit of salt in there. I'm gonna take some hydrogen, and I put a little colostrum in this bottle too. Hopefully that'll save my soul. And then I'm hoping to find, I have a little thing with like almost 400 mics of LSD. And I'm not gonna take all that, but I would like to take 10% of it.
Every daughter, every father and son, raise my glass to you, who lend a helping hand for all that we work to do, and make this a better land. I raise my glass to you, who lend a helping hand for all that we work to do, to make this a better land. Hey, hey!
Oh my goodness. I know you too. I got 2 wiggles too. Dude, it doesn't get more quintessentially Wild West than that.
Exactly.
It's awesome.
Yeah?
Really like seized up in here.
Oh man. Well, listen to your body, man.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Slam, some water, and salt pill. Alright, for the second time I'm wondering what could possibly be going through Amir's mind when he got to an intersection knowing that he was supposed to meet me a half mile past it and saw the sign for Dulce and saw the sign for Pagosa Springs and went to Pagosa Springs. He should have met me a mile and a third to go, and I am really, really tanked. So yeah, 15 and a third into the day, and I don't have anything on me to troubleshoot here, so.
Alright, so the van is stuck on this muddy road. I should have backed off sooner, but I saw Anthony's footprints and I thought I could catch him so that I would let him know that I cannot drive on this road. It doesn't look good, honestly. We're gonna have to get a tow out of here, and then I'm gonna have to go around to Dolce.
So, yeah. Now what?
Thankfully, I was serendipitously placed right outside the spiritual center with a really lovely lady who gave me water. I'm literally 8 miles from the nearest house, and it happened to be just right in the right spot. They got a tow coming, so bless God. We'll get back on the road soon. Tow is here. Okay, the van is free. I am on my way to go get Anthony and Dulce. I have to go all the way around the mountain, and I need to get service. I at least got a message from him. I know he's okay. I know it wasn't pretty. Pulling up to our lodge.
My muscles actually feel good, but I have a massive blister on my feet.
Oh no, it's 27 miles in.
People love this shit, dude. I'll let him join tomorrow for sure. All that vertical. Having day 4 after day 3, where day 3 was entirely about looking at this cow pie water and judging if I could drink it and if that would get me to Dulce and not leave me miserable on the side of the road the next day, to then kind of get the costume back on of I'm some kind of elite competitor and letting myself slip back into low 6-minute miles felt so liberating and almost fake, but in a good way, of this is a costume and something that I get to do and exhaust myself as a sport, and it was such a light game to be out there playing after day 3.
My trail name's Shuffle. I walked like 975 miles of the AT on my trip, and I've been walking since September 2021.
It feels massive looking at the video and seeing this shot of me passing this unknown person just way out there on his own journey. Just what are we doing out here? And if this is truly some raw human impulse like I feel confident it is, then why is the road so empty? Obviously, I'm not as right as I think I am. It's amazing that today can come after yesterday. Just like 6 hours of, like 4 hours of like straight survival mode. To just have whatever, barely over 2 hours of just like hammering like it's a workout Wednesday or something. So, dude, that was bliss. Blasting headwind for my fast stuff. Did 10 at like 6:15 average, maybe a little quicker. And yeah, it was like rolling hills and dude, that was awesome. Is some Nooch nutritional yeast. We got some Old Bay seasoning. We have assorted nuts, including Brazils, 1 Brazil a day. There's saffron that I got myself in northern India, when I was in northern India. There's chia seeds, hemp hearts. What else we got in there? crap ton of salt, a little bit of black pepper. Yeah, I think that's about it. That's the magic. Put like whatever that is, 2 tablespoons in there, can of sardines, drain the oil into my mouth, put the sardines in there, makes a nice little breading on them. And then for this trip, and for this training block, I've been doing a little nori wrap to make like a little sushirito, so we're gonna get down on that right now. Dialed. Natural fish oil. Dude, tomato juice on this trip. With the next day's mileage and big uphill climb looming over me, it was easy to talk myself into these evening miles. So threw the tights on and ran until I felt the climb building and until I felt good in my body again, attuned with Winston a bit right before dinner. And it's another day in the books. Cool. Let's get some Atlas of the Heart going on. Brene Brown. Cool, man. I'll see you at the summit. At this point, it's what I've started calling free fall, where I can just run as far as I want, as pretty much as fast as I want. And certainly the top end isn't there, but I can just shuffle all day. To look back and see what I was feeling in my body at the time, which is this slow, steady shift from the desert to the slightly more alpine, and cold hands and cold nose, and it all shifts so slowly on foot. Human needs still.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh, car. As somebody who's done so many long runs through so many beautiful places and gained so many thousands of feet of altitude over the years, it's still new to really run big point-to-point runs every day, to run from what would be rain thousands of feet below, or potentially even blue sky, and is instead snowballs up here, enough to deter traffic from being out there with us. Looking back and trying to visually and mentally map where I've come from, and seeing this as expanding my territory of what I can mentally fathom and imagine and see in my mind's eye and feel confident knowing where I am. It was crushing in the best possible way to realize that I can't anymore, and it was just too big. I've crossed from the unknown into the unknowable. Oh, frozen. Whew. I can see Vista del Rio Lodge from here. He hates it. He hates it! Nice. Yeah, dude, we were just in the middle of the freaking road, like the whole way up, basically. 2 Forest Service cars, and that's it. Oh, we loved it. We loved it. So we're at the high point now. And now the next move is to blast into Taos, I guess. It'd be awesome if Tres Piedras had anything at all. So hopefully we'll see an ice cream place. I'm feeling confident that there's an ice cream place, even though there isn't a motel, because a twist ice cream cone with sprinkles, that needs to happen. That's the reward for making it up here. And the steak. up. And so all this needs to come off. It's not actually sensitive in there. Okay, it's a little sensitive. So the move will be I'll just cut this back, and then I'll just like lightly coat it. Let it dry out, and then lightly coat it with super glue. And then I'll just wear a sock tomorrow, and we'll be fine. Sweating and dumping heat into the system here, and making the earth spin with my footsteps, basically. But yeah, I just like shouted like crazy just out into the wilderness, and I didn't even want it to echo. I didn't even listen for it. I just wanted it to be like swallowed up and just be nothingness again. And I don't know, it wasn't nihilistic, or it wasn't whatever defeatist. I just didn't even want to make, like, I wanted to make noise, but it was validating that it was so transient. And I was like, on a bigger level, I was just so at peace with the fact that I'm temporary and that this is all temporary. And I don't know, it was like I could have just died in that exact moment and it just wasn't a big deal. It was like, I'm gonna die eventually anyway. It's like, it's nothing to me. And I don't know, man, it was getting real profound out there. This little Anthony jerky. That might be some kind of record. It's good as new, just super glue it back on there. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Jesus. What is this thing? Back to the universe with you. It's been real. The skin has done me some good. I harbor no ill feelings towards you, skin. Fly, fly. The thing went going. Alright, back to the universe. It's a long, strange trip with those cells. Winnie, hey, calm down. Now they're food for worms. I wonder if you know. Art is alchemy. It turns the ore of life into gold. Learning to make art rather than drama from a heated imagination is a skill best learned early and practiced fully. If we are to make living art and an art of living, we must be willing to stand knee-deep in the rapids of the human condition, accepting that life, by its nature, is turbulent, powerful, and mysterious. It is the artist's bet that life is better encountered and expressed than diminished and discounted by trying to fix it therapeutically. It is the artist's conviction that understanding something intellectually is often far less healing than making something artistically transformative from our shattered selves. Most blocked creatives are cerebral beings. We think of all the things we want to do but can't. In order to effect a real recovery, one that lasts, we need to move out of the head and into a body of work. To do this, we must, first of all, move into the body. What we are after here is a moving meditation. This means one where the act of motion puts us into the now and helps us to stop spinning. 20 minutes a day is sufficient. The object is to stretch your mind more than your body, so there doesn't need to be an emphasis on fitness, although eventual fitness is a likely result. The goal is to connect to a world outside of us, to lose the obsessive self-focus of self-exploration, and simply explore. One quickly notes that when the mind is focused on other, the self often comes into a far more accurate focus. That's what we're doing here. That's exactly what we're doing here. Nelson Mandela has remarked that we do no one any favors, hiding our light and pretending to be smaller than we are. And yet, calling it modesty, we often try and play small, and even stay small. When the creative power moving through us asks us to expand, we would rather contract, calling it more comfortable. It isn't really. We are spiritual beings, and when our spirit grows larger, so must we. There will be no comfortable resting in yesterday's definition of ourselves. It is spiritual law that as the great creator is always exploring, experiencing, and expanding through its creations, we must cooperate or feel the pinch of spiritual dis-ease. We can try to play small, but if the universe has big plans for us, we are better off cooperating than resisting. Creativity is God's true nature and our own. As we surrender to become as large as we are meant to be, great events can come to pass for us and countless others. In a sense, the size the great creator makes of us is none of our business. We work on art, and we are the great creator's work of art. Perhaps we shouldn't meddle. Don't care. Sounds good. Right. 2 grams is cordyceps. Supplements. Writing is the act of motion. Writing is the commitment to move forward, not to stew in our own juices, to become whatever it is we are becoming. Writing is both the boat and the wind in the sails. Even on the days when the winds of inspiration seem slight, there is some forward motion, some progress made. Please, that ain't today, dude. Had a screaming tailwind, had a little bit of net downhill, a little bit of LSD, a lot of sunshine. One of our chief needs as creative beings is support. Unfortunately, this can be hard to come by. Ideally, we would be nurtured and encouraged first by our nuclear family, and then by ever-widening circles of friends, teachers, well-wishers. As young artists, we need to want to be acknowledged for our attempts and efforts, as well as for our achievements and triumphs. Okay. Unfortunately, many artists never receive this critical early encouragement. As a result, they may not know they are artists at all. Trace the address. This is the place to be, apparently. Have you seen it?
Called on the pappy like a gentleman auto. No brush on from the Mary Mountain Dollar. I back hammer right there on the top. When the gun went off, I'll run the shot. Shotgun
Carbs. Call the keto police. I'd like to see me have that viable and be able to just be. I have this image of the athlete as an artist. You know, if you're pushing the boundaries on what's possible and what you're doing and what other people have done, you should be learning things from there, and they should occasionally be controversial things. They shouldn't always be really palatable, easy, whitewashed things. And so with that in mind, you can't really do that and be sponsored by Nike, right? You can't really, it's just too much risk. Even if they liked your brand, it's too much risk that you're just too hot of a cannon for all that. And so with that in mind, I said, you know what if I just had 100 people that said, $5, $10, $15 a month, that would match a footwear sponsorship, and I would be totally at liberty to just speak my truth. You don't have to go out and buy Ultra footwear or whatever, you don't have to go out and buy Nikes because I'm wearing Nikes, and then Nike sees, well, sales have gone up this quarter. They're never gonna track that, even if they could, and they're gonna throw me peanuts from that. Instead, you guys can ask me for my honest opinion, and I can post about it, and I can talk about anything and everything. It doesn't have to be constrained to paces and nerdy stuff that no one cares about anyway. Even runners don't care about that shit.
That's what Obi-Wan Kenobi said to Han Solo when they first met. He said, "We'd like to avoid any imperial entanglements." and he says, "Well, that's the real
I was
truth."
wondering where you were going with that one. Yeah.
Because the empire is there. It's always looming over us.
Yeah.
They want us to bend over. They want us to play their game. I think people should have more community gardens, more chickens, more. I'm not paying retail.
Yep. Yurts. We want
Sure.
2 dozen chickens, and we want a bunch of athletes in here creating.
You guys are damn hippies.
Slide in here. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, nouveau hippies. We love it.
Yep. Everything we can.
It's doing pretty good though.
Okay, that can hold. Can hold through 15 miles fast.
Here we go, and thank you for coming. It's a pleasure to be here. Go for it.
Coming down from the mountain, breathe in the clouds.
Yay, all right.
Freestyle. Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah. Good show. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Amir.
felt good. 11 miles, like 6:10 average, or maybe a little quicker. 6:20 average for the first half marathon, whatever split that is. Feel good, man. Real good. Alive, supple, springy. That crosswind was interesting. It was like earnestly a crosswind, but occasionally it was like slightly to my back, and I was just like, yeah! But for the most part, it was like 20 degrees to my front. That was honest. That was good. We're raging. Hot springs. Hot springs.
Hanela dea, hanela dea, hanela dea, hanela dea, hojo iana yo we. Hanela dea, ne joni e yo. Hanela dea, hanela dea, hanela dea, hanela dea. Hojo iana yo we. Hanela dea, ne joni e yo. Beauty above me, beauty below me, beauty behind me, beauty before me, beauty all around me. Hiana yo we. Hanela dea, hojo iana yo we. Anthony, that's for you. I dedicate this song to you.
So what's the ultimate goal for the film?
Transcendence. We're just going to be taken
Yes.
up in a cloud.
Yeah.
And hopefully capture it on film.
Not Sundance? All right, fine.
Precisely. That's precisely
Transcendent,
what it
then
is.
Sundance.
Yeah.
Chimayo, no less.
Yeah. Is that, you sent a title?
Don't worry, guys. I'll bodhisattva it, though. I'll stick around to save you guys when I'm so woke. I'm too woke for this dimension.
Which dimension are we in right now?
I don't know.
I lost track.
Somewhere between the 5th and the 11th, I think.
Look at this.
I'm turning 30 on the 7th, so I want to get there on the 7th. I want to run the last 30 miles on the 7th.
Beautiful
so.
timing.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. it's so liberating, right? It's just like traveling through time and space every day, and I don't know. I've this really, yeah.
It's very like
That's exactly what's coming out, obviously. And it's, I don't know. It's like this balance of wonder and awe, right? Like you see something, like a climber, you can feel this. Like you see this, and like your sense of wonder is like, this is huge, and I want to climb all these routes, and I want to know it. You know, like Edward Abbey said, like a man looks at a woman. You know, like you want to know every like nook and cranny, right? It's like you get that, but then there's like this state beyond that, which like that'd be like the woman, right? That's your soulmate, is like the sense of awe, right? That's like, it's so huge and so immense and so powerful that I am terrified of it.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck yeah. Like that's what this route is. Like normally, I tend to think that like in the modern world, what I can mentally map, what I could draw a map freehand for, and I can't draw for shit, is my territory, right? Like that's like a dog would go around and piss on all the trees or something. It's like that's my territory. What I know intimately, like what I've grokked, what I like know by touching it and like exchanging skin bacteria with it, like that's my territory. That's my land. And so where I'm at right now is like I'm so far from home that it's fucking terrifying to think about what I can map. Like I can map enough that would be lifetimes. Like I could never, it's unknowable. So now I have this mental map that's just like diving into nowhere, 159.5 miles, one direction. And it's like, those were hard-earned miles. And there's just like, I mean, there's like 3 mountain ranges in there, and all these like gravel roads, and then there's all these towns and all these people, and it's just like, it's unknowable. And so now it really has shifted into this sense of just like crushing awe of just, it's huge. I mean, the Southwest, and I'm just, yeah.
Your message just gonna grow too.
Yeah. But right now I'm terrified, which is pretty cool. Like I like being intimidated. It's like probably my favorite emotion.
Why? If you don't mind me asking.
It's just exciting. Like it's like flow channel, right? Like I'm a lot. Like I can handle fucking anything. Yeah. So it's like to find something that's like, oh, like a threat to me. Yeah, it's like, yeah, give me that. You know, it's like. I feel that way with climbing sometimes. Yeah. It's gotta threaten you, right? Carrying fatigue, as good as I do feel. Traveling through time and space has a cost.
Wow, yeah, I can't wait to see what you do next and what you do after that, because this is the stuff that isn't gonna die after this trip.
You also just treat everybody like your soulmate. Like that's what we were talking on the way down here. It's like just grab somebody and give them the soulmate treatment. The soulmate treatment, whatever that means for you. Because then if it clicks, guess what, dude? You just treated that person appropriately. And if you didn't treat that person appropriately because they're a piece of shit, guess what, dude? You got practice and that person got the freaking whatever. Like this is like ripping a damn phone book every day, ripping through like 6 or 7 of these things. But like it definitely works. And like I've taken to just tossing and washing it at this point in this trip. So good. I don't know, I just find myself like craving this while we're out here in the desert. You have bacteria in your gut biome that love lactate. They just like they fucking love it. And so when you're like cranking, no, hopefully not SIBO. So when you're like cranking and doing tempo runs and like just swimming in lactate, those bacteria can propagate. So you'll see 20% or so of your gut microbiome that might be, lactate species. Whereas like now when I'm like flat and not hammering every day, it's probably 5%. Yeah, I mean anything that makes you uncomfortable is going to change your gut microbiome because it's going to kill things. Like that's what we were talking about. It's like that's kind of the war that you're waging if you don't like how your body functions. Is like you have to take the 10% of your gut biome and like genocide that shit. Like you have to. Yeah. And it's gonna scream. Like it's gonna give you cravings. It's gonna fight. It's gonna keep you up at night. It's gonna do whatever it has to do because it's staying alive and you're killing it and it is you. It's like it's like transcendental. It's kind of profound in there. It's like poetically beautiful or something in there. Absolutely. Shake out, feel good, soak again, and then get God's work done. stop thinking. It's always the wrong thing to do. It doesn't get more American Southwest than crossing the Rio Grande. To have that survival day early on into days of unknowable terrain, certainly unconquerable terrain, then to now be working my way up the second to last climb of the trek and to crest this gorge into the Taos Valley, making something that was this abstract landmark real, really brought me back into this idea that I wasn't just stacking miles for no reason and that I did have a destination. For the first time since, I guess, when I left Durango, I let myself think about having that destination and reaching that holy dirt.
And whip my shorts down and like stumble in, shitting actively, and scrape the fuck out of this eye. And so I'm like blind and like it's stinging and everything, and I'm just like actively pooping. And it's like, just on the side of the road. So yeah, chili fries last night. I was like, oh my god, why do I feel like death? And I was like, dude, that was 400 feet in a mile. It's like, oh, okay, no warm up or warning or nothing. Dude, this is beautiful. Dude, yeah, let's go. Dude, we made it here. We're only like 100K from the finish. Close. Yeah. Like if I had to, just throw the headlamp on, just close this bitch out. Well, what's up, y'all?
Having company, plus the shrinking remaining miles, felt secure. This, in the middle of nowhere, felt like the dream for the Ultra House Durango, the dream of the Ultra House Durango. Something that I've wanted for a really long time, people to share these profound experiences. Having DJ and Abby make the trek out to the middle of nowhere to kind of close this crazy spiritual thing out with me and see what the heck I was up to was really something. And it connected something for me. When I got a hold of my place in Durango, that was my idea of it. That was the Ultra House Durango, is this idea of athletes training with other athletes and sharing sponsorship and sharing crazy spiritual experiences. If this isn't exactly that, then I don't know what is. While I talk about it like a team, there's $0 in this sport, so all of this is a passion project. Having the family out here joining me for this makes this all totally real for me. When I won my second national championship and got auto entry to Team USA under the International Olympic Committee, my electricity was off back home. There's almost zero money in this sport, so this right here is what we're after.
Dropped some faster miles in than I put down in a long time. I've been training somewhere between like, I don't know, on a quicker day, like 9-minute pace.
you know, and then anywhere from there to like 11 and a halves, and we threw down about, I think we averaged 8-minute miles for the first 12. So I was cooking. It was good though. I mean, beautiful day. I haven't been up at this kind of altitude in quite a long time. We did a little bit of climbing. I think we netted 200, climbed 9, descended 7 over the course of 15, and almost a half, man. It was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Running behind Anthony, he looks like he's just breezing along the whole time, and then this whole thing, like, he's on day, what is it, 9, 7, somewhere in there. I'm sitting on day 1, and I'm huffing and puffing behind him. So it's kind of incredible to understand everything that goes into something like this when you're throwing down at that level. So blessed to be a part of it.
It's a pilgrimage, right, that people have done for many years. And my grandfather was like a penitente, a part of the Catholic Church, so he would take this journey every year around this time. And I remember being little, and my cousin took the journey too, and then we met them there at the end, and he had blisters all over.
Where did he start?
His feet were bloody. I think they started from Albuquerque. And
is that 90?
Yeah.
90 miles? That is a lot of miles
And
for someone who doesn't do this.
Yeah. And my grandfather was older too. And so they would all walk together, pray together, just do the whole journey, and then they get there. And then in Chimayo, that's where there's like the sacred dirt, right? But all dirt is sacred.
Yeah.
And we come from the dirt, we're humans, right? So really, I mean, the journey that you're on, it's about the journey and the destination too, but really it's about the journey and what you gain along the way and who you meet and, you know, what God speaks to you along that journey.
Yourself included.
Yeah. And I'm grateful to meet you guys because we're here running a race and in the metaphor, in the spirit realm, and in our lives. So it's a beautiful thing to see. Hey, it's nice to meet you guys and pray with you, and it's inspiring to see you're so fit. So I'm gonna start walking or something. dancing at least every day. Let's get that dance on.
Raggedy ass shoes. Hopefully the one-way ticket.
This was my arrival into Colorado from the first time I had ever left home. So it was this spiritual journey going all the way from New York into the new state of Colorado and then getting asked to tag along here with Anthony. It was beautiful and transformational, and it was this perfect segue in my life to move from, you know, the DJ of old in New York to the DJ of new, taking on this endeavor and trying to become a full-time athlete. And yeah, getting to run with Anthony and realize that I can do this. You know, I could do whatever I want. This was this immense challenge put in front of me. I came from sea level basically, and he drags me up into the high desert of New Mexico and asks me to run across the sky, and I'm, you know, right next to the sun, and I burn like I've never burned before, and I shed my skin, and it's again this like undressing and peeling of layers into this new being. It's an experience I'm, you know, eternally grateful for and happy to share. This was my second day and Anthony's 10th day. I felt significantly better today, even though we had still run just about 14 miles and just under 1,600 feet of climbing. Again, soaring pretty close to 10,000 feet here, which is very new to me. After today, I knew that we would be halfway in regards to how far I needed to go. I was going to be running 100 kilometers with him over 3 days, so about 2 15-mile days and then a 30-mile day to finish it off. And
Nice.
We're not new to running.
Here I am blindly following Anthony around all these corners, and every step I take is one more step into the unknown. I'm so far from home, and just, yeah, blind faith that this guy is leading me in the right direction, and we're gonna end up in Chimayo and finish off this pilgrimage.
I had more pain than I've had in the last like week today, which was still like a 3 out of 10 probably. It's like little hammy pain on the left side. Like I was aware of this right Achilles for the first time in a week, but it went right away. It was good. So yeah, I think it's actually just due to lighter days instead of due to damage. So I'm not really worried about it. Plus tomorrow will be a heavy day, so it'll fix all that ails me. So yeah, another whatever, 14 in the book, 15, whatever it was. And we're probably 29 and a half miles away, so I'm probably gonna have to do a couple laps around Chimayo to make it a nice round 30 for 30. But yeah, it's good. It's great having everybody out and sardine supreme for 3. It's good. Find that salt. On midnight. Steak. Witness the cast iron's feels. Oh, yes. What are they?
Day 11 of 11 here, finishing off this entire thing with an ultra marathon. We have 30 miles in front of us for Anthony's 30th birthday to finish off the whole pilgrimage here. It's serendipitous if you think about it. A beautiful way to tie this thing together.
Knowing that I had 10 plus miles of downhill, I was definitely looking forward to that, and DJ must have peeled over for some water or something here. Thankfully, he's as elite as they come, so I didn't have to worry about him. Just let myself flow and let the downhill take me as I just got faster and faster and faster. already at this point running 5.5-minute miles. I was over checking my watch or doing the math or thinking about that this would even end. I was right back into that flow that I was for the first 6 or 7 days of this, where there was no end and there was no point. It was just movement and flow. Having started from home made this whole experience so much more integrated into my life immediately, without that separation of getting on a plane or even a far car ride. Leaving from my front door, it makes this my backyard. So I'm not only more grateful for Durango than ever, but it makes this just permeate into my whole life. Knowing that at any point, walking around, I'm only 11 days away from a crazy, transcendental, humbling experience like this with my body and some people that I'm closest to. Maybe it was the sudden lower altitude, but as the land flattened out, I got faster instead of slower. I felt the gravity of this place, and maybe blame it on everyone else's faith, or maybe on my own. But whether it's the native stories out there, or the more recent Catholic stories, the land out here is holy. That's undeniable.
heavy in the best way. Let's get these shoes off. Yeah. That was special. Okay, let's go touch some 200-year-old stuff. That was incredible. I'm a pretty loquacious person. Give me 2 liters of fluid and I'll be 100%.
Cool.
Jugo de tomate. I'm realizing that professionally and personally and spiritually and even financially, I can come out ahead doing, you know, proper pilgrimages like this, and even if it means skipping a race, there's just so much more to running than going to a race or running a personal record or whatever it may be. Even winning a race, it's kind of, who cares, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was amazing.
Sweet water.
Sweet water. I didn't take anything. Nothing the entire rest of the time.
Wow.
It's like, fuck it.
When I
I'll
stopped
be
with
there. I'll
them,
be there in 40 minutes.
I got a half a liter of electrolytes. Probably drank like almost an immediate half a liter of water. Swigged this. Ate a pickle. I was like, okay, a proper pit stop.
The way, the truth, and the life. Dude, I was welling up a little bit by the end there.
Hell yeah.
I definitely had some happy welling up going on. Definitely processed some shit that I haven't processed. Just bathing in it, man.
I must feel so good. It does.
Step out of the cave and see the light. No reason for so much fright dwelling within you. At first it may seem awfully bright compared to the darkest nights you have been through. Children laughing, or are you not listening at all? Do you see the people dancing, or have you been alone? Have you been alone? Have you been alone? supposed to have. For it calls out to you. Go out to give the love so it will last. And those who seek it. Do you hear the children laughing? Or are you not listening at all? Do you see the people dancing? Or have you been alone? Have you been alone? Have you been alone? So lift yourself into the sky now, before the world can drag you down. So lift yourself into the sky now, before the world can drag you down. Before the world can drag you down.
In a funk world, Mr. Kunkel knows that Kunkel divine. Gold morning waters, animals divine. A legend of Durango, as steady as the train goes. You can see my man go up the mountainside. He takes his life in strides. Who would have thought the path walked by the bodies, the surest way to God, he sure did. Anthony runs, he's never hid.
$247, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, chasing the fastest man in the world. She's crazy. Woo!
Don't censor me. I'm an artist. All the bones in my legs were broken.
This little troublemaker right here. Say hi. And then just knocked a plant down. Which led me to ask the question where the holy dirt was, because plants were getting knocked down. Oh god. There it is, everybody. Holy dirt. Oh my god. This is where the holy dirt spilled onto. Let it fly away.
We'll never know until the film. That'd be hilarious.
Yep. So there you go. That's the movie, man. Thanks for watching, guys.